your favourite podcast?
Yes.
Let's go. Hello and welcome to Talking Leeds, episode 33 of these Georgie boy. We've had a couple of weeks off because we were busy last week and we're ready for 10 to go on the running for Leeds United's season, hopefully the last season in the Championship. But first of all, good evening to the man in the dark. He's living in a cave today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Mr. George.
Well, good evening, good morning. Like you say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good middle of the night to anybody, whatever time you're watching, wherever you're watching. I know people listening, watching, whatever they are doing. Thank you for joining us. Arron, thank you for joining me as well this week. And it doesn't work with one of us. It's got to be both of us. So happy to see you back along, and I hear you've been away. You had a good time?
I was over at the East Coast last week at Keaton Bay. Fabulous part of the country, really stunning over there. It was nice to get away for the weekend, and I think this time last week I was busy getting packed up and ready. So obviously got to take a bloody 7-month-old with us. It's not easy to get things all packed the car and get the beers in, which was all
absolutely.
that.
You've got to have space for the beers, and yes, of course. And Thursdays have changed slightly for me. I do talk in Brazil ball on Thursday beforehand with my brother James. So yeah, it's a busy evening where perhaps eating becomes secondary, really. So good evening to Jimbo. Good evening to Jimbo. Good hope you chaps had a good old toss on Tuesday. I don't know what that means, Jimbo. I don't know what happened on Tuesday. Oh, yes, it was actually, yes, I do. So that was that. Yes. I hope you did as well.
Yeah.
And I won't follow it up with a bit more of a innuendo either, because that could be seen, as a little bit naughty as well. So,
well, let's get straight to this because there's loads to discuss. And toss about if you really want to for the next hour or so. Yeah. You can. George, let's start with the game at the weekend. I wasn't live at the road this time, but me and Jerry did do a match reaction on the Sunday when I got back from home. If you want to go and listen to it, you can do. I just want to get your thoughts, George, because I was active on the WhatsApp group watching it live from a bar in Scarborough, watching Leeds 1, West Bromwich Albion 1. I don't think Leeds did too bad, I'm being honest. I think, like what I said to Jerry, the start of this 3 game against, Sheffield United, Sunderland and West Bromwich Albion, we'd have absolutely stolen 7 points, wouldn't we? Are you happy with the return or are you still far out?
You know my view on it. You ask me every time, Aaron. It's near enough every week, and I I say yes. I'm not actively with a picket line outside Ellen Road, but I'm obviously my thoughts on the manager, but look, I'm in the same vein. People have said to me as well in the time between. Good evening to Carl as well. And I forgot actually you weren't live there actually either, but if you look at the 3 games, 9 points available, 7 collected, isn't that bad at all, considering we're playing second, fourth and fifth or whatever West Brom were. So it's an okay return. If I'm being honest, you would have thought the draw would have come away at Sheffield United out the 3 games, but it works the way it does. Saturday's game, poor for me, not good enough really. And I know a lot of people have said, but we were playing a good side. And to be quite honest with you, Arron, I was actually quite impressed with West Brom. And I don't say this about many away teams that come to Ellen Road at all. And so, West Brom for me were better than Sunderland. They were better than Sheffield United against us at Bramall Lane. And obviously the results showed as well. But, they took the chance when it came. A horrendous goal to concede from our point of view. But that's the way it goes sometimes. And, I thought that we didn't push home and properly push the game to because if you look at it, I'll say I'm impressed with West Brom. I was impressed with the first half they put in, actually, but the second half was very much ours, and we just didn't have the quality to pinch it. But
the thing is, though, now, when you look at the fixtures now, George, we don't have top 6 opponents to play now. People are saying it's a favourable run-in for us, but historically Leeds have struggled against the mid-table, less mid-table opponents. And I don't know. I think it's a good point. I think against West Bromwich Albion, because as you said, they're a good side. They're well drilled. Tony Mowbray knows what he's doing. Is tried and tested at this level, isn't it? They will make the playoffs. There's no doubt about it. But that's it now. That's all the top 6 teams done. That's it. It's done. It's now. We've got a favourable run in. You look at the games coming up. Portsmouth on Sunday. Bearing in mind they have changed the time of that one, which is a bit shit, because when you look at it, it could be, George, and I need to give Jerry a shout out because he did message me this early morning because he's on his hollybobs in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas, Jerry McNamee. The next time Leeds play on Sunday morning, Leeds could be on 76, Sheffield United could be on 76 points, and Burnley could be on 74. So that's a 2-point gap, which probably will be come Sunday morning.
Yeah, but then we've got the opportunity to make it 5 again, haven't we?
We do. But it's a bit scary, isn't it? Let's be honest, because when the pressure's on Leeds, we saw it last year, that when the pressure's on, we can't cope and we struggle. I don't know. I would rather have more points in the bag. I'd rather them drop points tomorrow on Saturday, if I'm being honest. But it doesn't look like that for me.
Well, yeah, of course. We'd all like to sit here, and I don't know who the teams are playing, but hopefully, you'd say, oh, hope Burnley lose, hope Sheffield United lose, and we win. That's natural. But, if you look at it, I think probably all 3 teams will win. So the gap will be the same as it is. What now? 5 points? Is it 4 points? I'm not
5.
5 points at the moment. So that's not bad, is it? Really, when you look at it, what are we? 10 games to go now. Was it 11 games to go? I don't know, but we're looking. I think it's 11 games to go, is it not? So we're looking all right, Arron. I know. I would say a lot of people would say. Saturday was a good point. I would say I was quite disappointed with it in the end, but as the game went, you're probably quite happy with it in the end, because I think we could have very easily lost that game, if I'm being quite honest. Out of the 3 of those games, the one that we might look like likeliest to lose, I know it sounds silly in the timings of the goals in the other 2, but the most one we looked likely to lose was that one on Saturday, where I think the euphoria of the last couple of weeks had definitely taken its toll on the boys there. So I think you can say it or not. I think Leeds looked great. First 10 minutes we came out, we got the goal, Firpo again, and you just think, come on, just press on. But as we do so often, Arron, we didn't, and we just invited West Brom back in it. West Brom had a lot of the ball. And, and Jimbo's saying he's taking up stargazing the goalkeeper. What on earth was the goalkeeper doing? I mean, just stay on your line. You've got a better chance of getting the ball. Bogle was at fault as well. It was just a naughty goal to concede one. It wasn't a good goal to concede that one. You got to say though, Arron, they deserved it at the time. Not that they were playing spectacular like chance after chance. It was just you could feel it. It was one of them you could feel it.
They made it difficult for us, really, really difficult.
They did.
And but as I said, that's it now. There's no more top 6 to come. That's it.
But it doesn't mean that we're going to win those games either. Portsmouth. Portsmouth. Even though, as you would say, we should win that game. It kind of worries me a little bit. This one also because it's such a long way to go. Leeds struggled in the opening game of the season against Portsmouth. I know that's a little bit of an outlier. You can't really read that much into it, Arron, but I do, but Portsmouth, I just think that, I don't know why, but it just stinks a bit for me. But I do think we will get the job done, but it's a difficult place to go. And I don't know if Ramsdale links are true. I really, really don't want him. Like we've mentioned
Whoa, George. We've got to get up first. Jimbo, listen, we have got to go up first. Let's not get carried away.
Why should we be settling for a player like that?
But George, let's get up first. We can't.
Of course.
We can be linked with Tom, Dick, and frigging Harry, and it doesn't matter. At this moment in time, Leeds United are
He's a good player.
Who is?
Tom, Dick, and frigging Harry is a good player.
I just want to jump into the comments. Carl says, I think a draw was a fair result. We won't win them all, but now our running isn't that bad. Yeah, and after this game, George, on Sunday, it is 10 to go. You are right. Because I know a lot of people listen to this back. So by the time on Sunday morning, if they're listening to this, they might be getting revved up for the Portsmouth game or listening to it afterwards. I don't know. It's completely up to you. But George, West Brom draw. Let's get it out of the system. You've got to look at the remarkable run of form we're in. It is impressive.
It's impressive. It's 17 unbeaten, Arron, now. We're doing well. I think people panic because we won 5 in a row after the Burnley draw, and everybody, as soon as we drop points, people panic. But we're not going to win 11 games in a row. There's going to be games, like you said, to be fair, on Saturday. There's going to be games like that around the way in these 11 games that are coming up now. There's going to be tense moments. We might lose one and people might be like, oh, my God, this is the worst thing. We're going to bottle it again. So I think, look, I don't know. I've always said if we got through these last 3 games, Sunderland, Sheffield United and West Brom, and we're still in the top 2, I think we're going up. Now, I still stand by that now. And, we got through it. We're unbeaten in it. We got 7 points.
George, can I just interject? I just want to say I'm not getting giddy yet because, I keep saying it's the champagne. The champagne's still on ice. It's not coming. It's just until we get that magic P next to us on that table, I'm not going to start because, I know that Sheffield United have still got to play Burnley. Jimbo, I said that is still coming. That could be a crucial moment in our season where we could either need a result to go our way to get promoted or to bring us back into that top 2 as well. You got to remember that.
I don't know when that game is, Arron, but I assume
it's around Easter Monday. I think it's the 21st of April.
So there's a lot of football. Look, I'm with you, really, mate. There's a lot of football to be played. We're not home and hosed at all. Burnley keep going. I know they conceded a goal, which
can I add as well. I watched them on Tuesday, and they were absolutely shocking. Cardiff literally should have at least got a draw, Cardiff, and they didn't.
I mean, this is it. I mean. I didn't even know Burnley were allowed to concede goals, Aaron. So that was a shock to me. But you know what I mean. We'll wait and see. There's lots of twists and turns to come in the season. Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting carried away. I think if we'd have won that game and we'd been 78 points and 5 clear of Sheffield in second and 7 clear of third. Again, you're still not getting too carried away. So there's lots to play for. And, I think, Carl as well, I think a draw was a fair result. Like you said, we won't win them all. We do have a favourable run in there. I know, like Aaron says, there's no top 6 teams in the mix for us to play yet. That doesn't mean that any difficult games. I know there are still difficult games ahead. I think, like I said, Portsmouth, it's just a stinky one for me, this one.
When you look at the fixtures, Josh, so we've got Portsmouth away on Sunday at 12 o'clock. Yeah. ITV and Sky toss that off. They're the tossers in all this, if you want a
ITV,
ITV and Sky tossers. Millwall at home midweek on the 12th, and then it is QPR away again, thanks to Sky tossers. For their tossers every time, then let's be honest with you, at 12:30 next Saturday, and then it's the dreaded international break. But then the running will really kick in. Then you got Swansea, Luton, Middlesbrough, Preston, Oxford, Stoke, Bristol City, and then Plymouth Argyle away. And Jimbo, I can imagine. Devon would be absolutely mental if we need. In fact, all of Leeds will be there regardless of tickets, I am sure. But,
look, I mean, if we can get to the international break, and the next 3 games are definitely winnable. You look at it really, I'm saying the next 2, obviously we know what happened at Loftus Road last season, but hopefully Leeds can get.
It's different though now. It's different.
Yeah, of course it is. It's different. Hopefully they'll have that in the back of the mind and think, no, that's not happening this time, and stuff them before. But, the 2 away games are, like I said, I don't know. It seems every single team are better at home than they are away in this division. Portsmouth is in that bracket as well as our QPR as well. So, the 2 difficult away games. There's no easy away games in this league, really. But if you're wanting to win promotion, you've got to go there. Both games are lunchtime kickoffs. You've got to go to both those grounds and win the game. And,
would you take another 7 points out of those 3 games?
No.
What does it have to be?
It has to be 9, doesn't it? It has to be 3 out
of
3.
3 out of 3. What if it's 6? What if you get 6 points out of 3?
No.
9.
It has to be 9. Look at them, Aaron. You've got Portsmouth. I know they're no loss in 3 at home, but that's not. That's only end of January against Millwall. It's a team that are sitting well down the league. Millwall is the same. Millwall. Look, we've got to not stuff them, but we've got to beat them because they've obviously beat with the FA Cup win as well. They'll be high horses.
If you look at Portsmouth, they're not going to get relegated this season.
No,
it's clear.
Neither of them are.
Millwall, dare I say, the top half, 12th currently as they stand. They're not going to have a shot at the playoffs.
No, they're not. No.
And then QPR again, 14th. 44 points, no trouble of relegation. These are just, let's be honest, these 3 teams which you're coming up against are just mid-table sides. They're going nowhere. They're going nowhere.
Oh, absolutely. Portsmouth, like I said, 8 points ahead. QPR on 44 and Millwall are 2 places above them on 45 points. Both of those 2 teams are 7 and 8 points behind the playoff place. It's not going to get there. So, I think he might be missing Jimbo. I think he could be the goalkeeper, which he had the best game of his life in the FA Cup game at Ellen Road a few weeks ago.
I'm looking at Sheffield United's fixtures as well, George, and we get to this start of this stage.
A little bit. It's on the edge. It's a little bit early for me, but
I like to see what they're up against. So Sheffield United, the next 3. Let's look at their 3 fixtures. Sheffield United got Preston at home. I expect Sheffield United to beat them. Bristol City at home. Again, they're pushing for a top 6 place of Bristol City.
Yeah.
And then a key game for them, and this is a massive, massive, massive game for Sheffield United. They play Sheffield Wednesday away before the international break. And then, interestingly, after that, play Coventry, their first game back. Interestingly, Burnley, they're at home to Luton Town this weekend. Then they're at home to West Bromwich Albion, and then they're away to Swansea City before the international break. So those are the next 3 there. West Brom, tough side. It's not going to be an easy game for them at home for Burnley. Luton, I think, are awful. I think Burnley will destroy them at home. And then Swansea. Again, Swansea City, they're a real, bottom half of the table. They're going nowhere. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one for them.
Well, I think any away game, Aaron, is tough, isn't it? Really, if you look at it, you've got to say any away game in this league, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But you've just got to get through them. You've just got to get through it. I mean.
Burnley got the second best away record in the league on 36.
Yeah, look, Burnley, the team really that you've got to look at. I'm not bothered about Sheffield United. I think they're poor. I think Burnley, as much as like you said, they're not the most attractive football team to watch, but they're effective. And I think at the end of it, I think it'll be us and Burnley. And I don't think
think Sheffield United will do it. No, really.
No. And I don't think Sheffield United will do the playoffs either. So
really,
no, I think it might be West Brom.
I'll tell you, you'll do the playoffs. I'm going to call this now Coventry City.
Coventry might do. They might do. Yeah, I mean
they're in good form, and they always get, George. But in this league, you always get somebody who, like Southampton last year. They were just kicked in at the right time and did it.
But no, I mean, Southampton were in and around it, weren't they, for some time? But
they went on that remarkable run and they just had the momentum.
They did, and that's what you've got. Yeah, of course you do. And, I'm not saying that we don't have that either. We've got some real, we're 17 game unbeaten. We've that game against West Brom on Saturday was the first one we haven't won for 6 games. So I think we're on a good bit of form. I think just Saturday was just, you can't win them all, can you? As much as you want to. And I think, you're back to it Sunday. I know it's frustrating. We've obviously got to play after those teams, but it's not a given. I know you're saying that both them teams should win. They should do, but they might not do. And you know what I mean? They can't win all the games. Neither can we. So, points will be dropped and things will be happening. But I just think Leeds are, I think we're well placed. I was disappointed with the way they let go of it on Saturday, really. From 1-0 up so early on in the game, I think we should have gone on and pushed them away, particularly at Ellen Road. But they like we know, they're a decent side as well. And, even their bench, they've got good players to bring on. So, exactly. I mean, I don't know about Hamer. Exactly. I mean, you don't want him in McDonald's, definitely not. Eat like storms or whatever. I don't understand that on another note, but, whatever. But Gus Hamer is definitely not one for our team. You've got to look at better quality than him, really.
Okay. There we go. Right, it's time for this thing, George. All right, it's time to knacker time, George. What's caught your eye this week?
Well, actually, I've got 2, Aaron, this time.
Oh, bloody hell. Can we have one? That's the rule.
Oh, man. Oh, no.
Well, I'll open it up to the floor.
Okay.
I want to hear the second one in the
fine. Well, let's keep it Leeds United based then. As I like to. Just to point, the other one was not. But let's keep it Leeds United based. So I've just seen, and it's just come today, this really. I see on the Leeds YouTube channel, they've put out a little video, a young lad interviewing both Matteo Joseph and Junior Firpo, who is the man of the moment, of course, 2 goals in 2. And the young lad is interviewing them, asking them silly questions and whatnot. Anyway, at the end of it, they say, "We've got a little surprise for you, lad. We're gonna." I mean, it's obviously shot before the West Brom game, and he goes, I think it's Firpo. He gives him a shirt with his name on the back, and he goes, "Oh, we've got another surprise. We're going to give you the opportunity to be a mascot for Saturday's game against West Brom."
Okay.
So this is where my Tanaka time comes in. Obviously, the boy was there. It showed a clip at the end of the video. The guy said, "You can choose any player you want to." Have a guess which player he chose, Arron, if you haven't seen it already. But, it was Firpo. He chose Firpo. He walked out with Firpo. But the question is, the thing that it caught my mind was, and the question I would like to ask you, and as I like to do with these things, debate it with the guys in the comments, or the gals, whoever's watching, you know what I mean?
You're all welcome.
Yeah, of course. And also what I would like to say, people who don't identify as either are also welcome. So yeah, anyway, has anybody ever become a mascot, or has anybody been given the chance to walk out at Elland Road as a mascot? I will open the next question to you, Arron, first.
Well, that's quite easy. No. I would love my little lad to, be given the opportunity in a couple of years. That'd be lovely. But I think you've got to be a member, haven't you, to be in the mascot draw? I think you've got to be a junior member.
I don't know.
But I don't know how it all works. I think you've got to know. If I'm being honest, I think you've got to know somebody. Somebody did tell me, though, I don't know if this is true. If your child is selected for a mascot, apparently you've got to pay for the kit. Apparently, so you've got to pay for the kit. The kids' kit. You've got to have the kids' kit paid for, all washed, ironed, and all that sort of stuff. So you've got apparently. I don't know. I might be wrong. This is what I've heard. I don't know if this was under the Cellino era or it is under now. But apparently, somebody told me that you had to buy the kit for your kid to do it.
Well, that's ridiculous, isn't it? You know what I mean? I think that's just crazy talk, really.
Yeah, Jim Wilson says, does it cost loads? I don't know. I think it does. I think you're gonna have a few quid to get your kid to do it. I don't know. The last thing they sell it, don't you? On the if you get your kid to be a the junior membership thing, whatever the membership thing is for kids, they can go into the mascot draw, whatever that is. I've never known anybody be selected from it. I don't know. I think you got to have a few.
No, but I think they must have 11 mascots. So do they walk out with little kids now?
They still do. Yeah.
So every single game they've got 11 kids to in there. So I don't know. But I don't know. This lad, obviously, he interviewed him, then he got on the picture, mascot, got his shirt given and all that. So I thought that was nice. It just kind of, and he was made up. The little lad was crying. I don't know. He must have been about 9 or 10, and he was made up with it, which was lovely to see. And it also would open up the question was, did you get the opportunity at all to speak to the players when you were a young lad, Arron?
Yeah. Listen, growing up, you used to be able to go and see them coming in, get signed photos, all that autographs and all that sort of stuff, and speak to them. For my era, you could just turn up and they'd be there, getting out of the cars and enjoying it and things like that. So yeah.
Did they come on? Well, no. I mean, I've spoken odd bits and pieces to odd one or two of them. You know what I mean? And I've seen them out in. Have you seen them out in Leeds at all? You must have done, I suppose. Or
seen them. What do you mean, like out and about in a pub or?
Yeah, just anywhere. Leeds or anywhere,
I tell you what I did. This is my claim to fame. One of my claim to fame, other than presenting Talking Leeds, is my dad once played golf with Alan Smith in Portugal.
Oh wow! Okay, yes.
This is going back years and years ago.
Yes,
and because I think he was on, and I picked him up from Leeds Bradford. My dad, and his golf. But this is going back must be about I don't know. 25 years or something like that, 25, 20, 23 years ago, something like that. And Alan Smith was with his golf buggy going past outside Leeds Bradford Airport. I've got a car.
Really? Oh wow! Yes. I mean, that's quite amazing because Alan Smith, everybody knows him. My favourite player was the lad. Really,
I think I saw on Instagram that he's still playing golf.
Alan Smith, I don't know what he's doing. He's in America, isn't he? Anyway, he has been for some time, hasn't he? But really, did try and get kind of close to getting an interview with him on my channel, but it didn't work out in the end. But yes, I've mixed with two of them in Leeds City Centre occasionally. I've seen them just knocking around, but it's not often.
They're always in Harvey Nichols. I know that they're always in there off flannels.
Yeah, I mean, they've got enough money. Yeah, they've got enough money to shop wherever they want, haven't they? Really, to be honest. And I haven't seen any of the current crop. I haven't seen any of the current crop out and about. I must admit. I did speak to Cellino. That was great. But that was excellent fun. But
oh, Jesus! What's he doing these days? What is Cellino doing these days?
I think he's chairman, isn't he?
Is it
I think it's still Brescia, yeah.
Brescia, that's it, yeah.
And I don't know if you remember Pep called Tech, do you? I mean, he was assistant manager at Leeds a few years ago under Gary Monk. He was a bit of he got a bit of the Brian McDermott treatment by Cellino because he actually got sacked and then reinstated. I think he had about 2 spells in charge of the club, was sacked, then reinstated, then sacked again. Obviously we know the silly. Who knows if it's true about that story about McDermott and Cellino sacked the couch? No, and then they went and sacked the manager. I don't believe that.
Who did Cellino? Now, was it Fresca?
Don't know.
Paolo or somebody. Didn't they? Cellino, if I remember, these go back to Cellino days now, and this is how crazy it is. When McDermott was sacked, didn't he try and put somebody on the bench to kind of watch?
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he
was
did.
It Forrest? I want to say somebody in the comments will know who it is.
He did. I don't know if they will.
Was it Fresca or something like that? Somebody who we've never heard of.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I do vaguely remember this now that you've mentioned it.
Yeah, that was mental. That
was crazy, wasn't it?
It was absolutely the best one with Cellino, and you'll never forget. I think Adam Pope or Phil here that Cellino was being chased.
Yeah, he was chasing around the car park.
But just couldn't script it.
Did you go to that game afterwards when it was Huddersfield?
Yeah.
We played Huddersfield, didn't we, at Ellen Road the day afterwards or something? And everybody was Brian McDermott or whatever, they were all singing it. And we pumped them, didn't we, Huddersfield? We were losing, and then we absolutely destroyed them. I think McCormack got a hat trick.
Yeah.
And then obviously he was reinstated, but I don't believe about that silliness about, he said sack the couch because it was a purple couch, and then they thought he said sack the coach. I mean, what sort of silliness is that? Wouldn't you check it? You know what I mean? That's not really his fault either, is it? It's somebody else's fault. So
it's absolutely mental. But I'm sure, it's just it just shows how far we've come as a club from that and Ken Bates.
Yeah, well, again, I mean, look, 10 years plus ago, we were. We'd be biting your arm off to be top of the league with 11 games to go. You know what I mean? It'd be unheard of. You'd be getting very excited about it, wouldn't you? But you'd even be getting excited and giddy about it if we were sixth or if we were seventh and with an opportunity.
I can remember under the Gary Monk era, Cellino said, if we don't make the top 6, you'll get like a quarter of your season ticket back or something like that. It was something bonkers. And we were in the top 6 that, we're going to make the playoffs, and then they just fell off and finished 7th. People get like 50 quid back or whatever it was on the season tickets. Cellino was probably pissed off. I think it was Cellino. Yeah, it was.
Well,
it was Cellino.
I think it probably was, but I think he yeah, obviously, he was promising stuff that he couldn't uphold, and he had no idea he could either. He was obviously so confident, but I don't know why. But the team, we played all right that season, but obviously we finished 7th in the end. But I don't know. I mean, it's all interesting, but like you said, we come a long way since, if you look at that, 10 years ago, 15, 16 season, I don't know where we finished, but it was probably something like 14th or something, wasn't it? So, they've come a long way, a few years in the Premier League as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. Can I give you my Tanaka time, George? It's
Yes,
not
of
Leeds
course.
related. So I'll tell you what my Tanaka time is this. So as you know, George, and the viewers might not know this, but I'm in the process of moving house. And
I didn't know that, actually.
Well, I am. We sold our house and we've got some all this sort of stuff. Anyway, what annoys me is this week, and obviously bits of last week as well, chasing people to do the bloody job I'm paying them to do. For example, an estate agent, they like to send me an email going, how are things going? I said, I've no idea. Speak to my mortgage broker. They will give you more information than me because I am clueless. I don't know how the situation's going on. And then you speak to the solicitor, they go, how's the way? I don't know. Just talk to each other, guys. Why is buying a house and selling a house bloody difficult in the 21st century? You should not have to be chasing people who you're paying thousands of pounds to do your things for you. It's ridiculous. And bearing in mind the stamp duty as well, which is coming on the 1st of April, I think is a complete joke as well. Thank you, Sakir Starmer, you absolute prick. I can't stand you. I think you've ruined it. People who are first-time buyers can't get onto the market because of you, you prick. Adding more bloody tax to bloody buying a house, bloody bricks and water. It's your bloody fault. Absolute prick. And stamp duty, that I hate it. I hate it. It really bugs me. So that's why I'm trying to get this joke. It's a joke, Josh.
It's a joke. Sort it out.
Yes, thank you, John.
You twat.
Yes, you effing twat. Fucking twat. Sakir and Rachel do that.
You twat. Sort it out. So Aaron can sell his house and buy his new one in quick time.
Yes, that's around. This is the thing where I'm panicking. Right, it's like $2,500, which I have to pay out. Which I'm like, well, I don't really want to pay that because I don't have to pay it now. But by the 1st of fucking April, I will have to. It's just a joke.
And you've been stood over by a bloke with the name of a fucking car manufacturer. I don't even know what kind of name that is.
I don't know.
You've been stiffed by a man who's called after a car.
What car?
It's Kia, isn't it? Kia. IKEA. Go to IKEA. Silly twat.
That's the end of snack time. Wow. Brilliant, George. Brilliant. Talk. Right, okay. Let's go. I'm going to move into this. I can't go over this. Right, it's quiz time, George. I've got some quiz questions for you for Leeds United against Portsmouth over the years. Please, can you cover up your comments section?
Oh, excellent. That's a good one, Aaron. Yes.
Let me get rid of Tanaka bloody time. There you go. Yeah. Right, okay, I've got 5 questions for you. Leeds United against Portsmouth. 5 questions, and I have not got any multiple choice answers for you. I want to know what your answers are to these. So are you ready, George?
Yes.
Please do, if you are watching live on YouTube, do get involved in the comment section and we'll see who can give us the right answer. Or if you are playing along listening on the pod, email us in talkinglufc@gmail.com and we'll give you a shout out next time we record. Right, George, here we go. When did Leeds United and Portsmouth play a thrilling 3-3 draw at Ellen Road this season? What date was it?
Oh, fucking hell. I think it was
You can't say game day or game week 1. Which date?
No, I know. Was it the 6th of August or the 7th of August?
Was it the 6th?
Sorry, was it the 3rd of August?
Well, what's your answer? You've given me
3rd.
The 3rd of August is the incorrect answer, George. If you'd have said the 10th of August, if you'd said a week later, you'd have got it. It was the 10th, Saturday, the 10th of August. It was a scorching day. It was brilliant. But bloody, yeah, great game that as well. I must admit, Brendan. Oh shit, I'm going to give you an answer there. Oh God, it's not going well.
I knew it anyway.
Which Leeds United player scored a stoppage time equaliser in the 3-3 draw?
I can't remember. It was Brendan Aronson. I knew that one anyway.
Yeah, you've got one. Well done.
He should have fucking scored the last one. He should have scored the last one.
He should have scored.
We should have won that game. He missed one right at the very end after he equalised the match.
And
then everybody was cursing Jade Bowe because he gave away an injury time penalty, didn't he?
Yeah, you know it well. I can see he's still unhappy about it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm furious.
George, in the 2004-2005 League Cup, what was the result when Leeds United...
Just pull him down. You didn't need to pull him down. Sorry?
Listen to the question, please. In the 2004-2005 League Cup, what was the result when Leeds United played Portsmouth?
Gosh, 2004-2005... was that an away game? Because they'd have been Premier League at that point.
Yeah,
2-1. I think it was.
Go on.
Was it 1-0 to Portsmouth?
I'm going to give you. I'll take 2-1. Portsmouth won 2-1. I will give you it.
I was going to say 2-1 as well.
Yeah, you did. So I thought I'll give you that because it was. It's when Leeds got relegated the first season.
We were the first season in the Championship. Yeah, they were flying at that time though as well.
Absolutely. Okay, George. During the 1988 to 1989 Second Division season, what was the outcome of the match between Portsmouth and Leeds at Fratton Park? What was the score?
0-0.
No, George, no. Portsmouth hammered us 4-0. I know we haven't got a good record on the Fratton Park. As of August 2024, how many matches between Leeds and Portsmouth have ended in a draw?
Oh, I don't know. I think we've. I'm going to say about 15.
No, it's been 4. And this is a bonus question, which I'll give you. What was the score when Leeds United met Portsmouth in the Premiership? What was the last score? We played them in the Premiership.
What? It was about 4-0 or something. We got absolutely twatted.
Did get twatted 6-1.
6-1. Well, I think we went through a time where we just. This is what I mean. This is why I think the game on Sunday just stinks a bit because I remember we got pumped. I think we got pumped at home as well by then that season. I think it was 4-0 at home. We did lose. I mean, what the hell's that about? I mean,
Portsmouth have been a bit of a bogey team over the years for Leeds United when you look back in the history of
yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. I mean, I don't know when we last played at Fratton Park. I mean, I will be doing the preview.
We got beat 6-1.
Well, no, that was at home, though, wasn't it? I think we played them in the Championship.
Let's have a look.
I mean, I'll be looking at it in my preview for the game on my channel probably tomorrow. But, you know, I think it was a draw maybe, but I can't remember. But we definitely played them in the Championship. It was about 10 years ago now.
Right. Yeah, keep talking.
Well, I think it was about 10 years ago, but I'm not 100% sure. You know, we don't seem to do very well. I mean, to be fair to Portsmouth, like they had a really good side, didn't they, in the early 2000s and mid 2000, 2008, whatever. They had a really good team. Obviously, they won the FA Cup, and you know. And
we beat them on the 25th of April. Leeds beat them in the Premiership in 2004, 2-1. Portsmouth 6-1 in November 2003. We lost them in the FA Cup 5-1 away in 1999. And they beat us in the FA Cup in 1997. We haven't won at Portsmouth since...
Well, no, it was 1999.
1999 is when we last beat them.
Beat them 5-1 in an FA Cup match.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
but
they
haven't won for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
True in the Championship 0-0 in 2012.
2020, yeah. They haven't won for 5, is it? 3, 4.
No, so it's not
5. They haven't won for 5 games.
Yeah,
we haven't played them. That run stretches back 20 plus years, 22 years. So, we haven't played them that many times over the time. So, look, this is why, like I said, this is why it just stinks for me a little bit. But I think, it's a new day, it's a new game.
Do they still have, by the way, that's the end of the quiz. Let me just wrap that bit up. Here we go. Thank you for the quiz, George. Do that. I just want to touch on Portsmouth. Do they still have that guy who's like mental? He's got like loads of tattoos and he rings a bell and doesn't wear any clothes.
Yeah,
he
wears a wig.
He wears like a wig and a hat. People know exactly what I'm on about. Does he still go?
I don't know.
He's like this crazy Portsmouth fan, isn't he? He's just got like tattoos everywhere.
Tattoos. He wears
wigs,
he wears a wig, like a dread wig. Yeah. I don't know, but. Yeah, it's a difficult ground to go to. I think we have the capacity now to win this game, but also at the same time, just like I said, there's no easy games, really, away games. And I think, he changed his name to Portsmouth, did he, that lad? I don't know. But, it just, I don't know what it is about it. It just, it has the feel of a really difficult game, and Leeds... We know what happens sometimes, like I said, but also it has been different this time. This season seems to have gone a lot different, Arron, actually, where the boys, when the pressure is on a little bit, and there is a bit of an away game where you think we might struggle here, they have come up trumps and won the match quite simply. So it could be well another one of these games. And I do, having said all of that about us struggling, and for me, it feels a difficult game. We haven't won there for five games and all this kind of stuff. I think we'll win the game. I think we've got better quality. Obviously.
So I just had going back to that famous guy, John Portsmouth Football Club Westwood. It's his name, and he still goes apparently according to his Wikipedia page. He's actually it's like what Jimbo said there. He's changed his name to. He genuinely has. It's just a dipole there. He's got temporary and permanent. He serves bans for bad behaviour. Does that guy? We don't condone any behaviour. Anyway, George, let's get straight into it and preview Portsmouth.
We do condone good behaviour.
And it's an estate agent. Well, he's a prick then. He's banning. They're just a waste of time, these guys.
Ban him from the game. Ban him from the match.
Him and Sakia.
I don't know who he supports.
Do a pre-match with him, says Jimbo. Do a pre-match with him, George.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, there's a little bit of lack of time now, but if I'd have thought on, it would have been a couple of weeks ago. I would have thought on and tried to get in touch with this man, but no time now. It's already Friday tomorrow. The game's on Sunday, but
well, if he's an estate agent and he's a complete prick. Anyway,
I don't think he is. But he might be. I don't know what he does.
George, let's get into this then, George. Preview Portsmouth against Leeds United. Don't forget, get involved in the comments. Give us your thoughts and your previews for this one. George, away at Fratton Park on a Sunday morning. There's no trains. There's many Tetley buses on the way from Leeds down to Fratton Park. What are your thoughts on this one then?
Well, you know what, Jimbo? I might just do that then. Is there any contact details for that fella? I might just have a look at and see if I can get him on. I don't do post match. That's a good idea to start.
No, you can't. You can't. We'll discuss that. But go on,
well, I know that you do it with Jerry, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, look, like I said, it'll be a difficult match. I think Fratton Park is obviously clearly not a ground we do very well at. But having said that as well, I think Portsmouth, of a recent good form, they did win 3 in a row, but then they lost away at Luton Town, which is a tremendously bad result. They've got players, obviously, that can hurt us on the day. We saw it, but they were bang up for Ellen Road, first game of the season, weren't they? And we struggled. But, you know, I think we'll overcome them, to be quite honest. I think 2-0 Leeds. I think we'll have enough. We've got the better quality players. The boys seem to, like I said, have the mind on it more often than not nowadays with away games are concerned. And I just think, yeah, we've just got enough. We've got enough to beat them here, and I think we will.
Okay. Jimbo says 4-0 Portsmouth. I don't know what he's been drinking or smoking, but I don't think it'll be that bad. What
have you been doing, Jimbo, in the between time?
I think it's going to be a tough one, this, George. I don't think this is going to be as plain sailing. I think Leeds will just sneak a 1-0 win on this one.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds about right, Aaron, to be quite honest. I don't think it'll be a smash them kind of game.
I think it's quite physical. If I remember when they were back at Ellen Road, right at the beginning of the season, they just, every time it was very much, they just had the ball and countered, and literally at every opportunity just went for it. You know, there was no quality there whatsoever.
Yeah, there isn't. This is the problem. There's no quality in the team, really. If you look around it, I think Jacob's brother, what's he called? I can't remember his name. Josh, is it? I think he's the top scorer. And there is no quality in the team, really, when you look around. There's Matt Ritchie as well, who's, you know, but you just think, you know, they can hit us on the counter-attack. To be honest, Aaron, that was the first game of the season. They were bang up for it, loads of energy, you know, everything. It's not going to be the same game
you got to give them the due, though, Josh. They were down the bottom of the table, weren't they, for a while, and they pulled themselves away. When you look at the form table, they're sixth.
Yeah, I think Massinio has done a really good job, and like I said, I don't think it'll be a tricky match. It definitely will be a tricky game, but we've got the better quality, and I imagine we will shine through completely. And I don't doubt that we will win the game. I just think it's going to be a bit of one of them where should I say maybe your pants might have turned a different colour by the end of the game. So
interesting. Carl says we're going to go down and get a result. 5-1 Leeds, says Carl. I hope you're right, buddy. I really do, because we just want to do it easy, don't we, Josh? We don't want to.
Of course we do.
Just get the job done.
It's not the way Leeds United do it, is it? It's not the way Leeds United do it, and I think we will end up. It will be, like I said, this one. I think this one more than any of the ones we've got remaining, actually, apart from maybe QPR, the away games. I think, it's a bit, you're a bit kind of cautious, really. But.
Yeah, I think you're right, though. If we can come out the next 3 games and be still 5 points clear of second or third or whoever it may be, if we've got that little bit of cushion, it just gives us that momentum, doesn't it, just to get over the line. We haven't mentioned injuries, George. Obviously, for this one, Ampadu is he going to be out for the season now, George?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I think he'll come back for the last sort of 5. I mean, Park said 6 weeks. I think I counted 6 weeks of bringing back for 5 games left.
Okay,
and it doesn't really matter that much to me. Anyway, we've had the most of the season without him anyway. Let's be honest. And
for this one, then, so obviously with Ampadu missing, George, who starts in midfield with Tanaka? Are you going Rothwell or Gruev?
It's got to be Rothwell, hasn't it? It's Rothwell.
Yeah,
it has to be. You've got to be more attacking. I think, you've got to take a bit more risk. I think Rothwell, I know he had a shit game on Saturday, actually, but, you know, I think when he came on, but I think it has to be Rothwell. I don't think it can be Gruev. I think Rothwell just adds a bit more energy for me and a bit more kind of positive with the ball.
He goes a lot under the radar for me.
He's positive on the ball.
Yeah, he is. I completely agree. I'm a big fan of Rothwell. I think if we do go up, I would be interested to see if Leeds can sign him on a permanent deal because I don't
think they will. No, I don't.
I
don't think they should either. To be quite honest.
No, really? Why not?
Well, he's shit in the Premier League. There's no other way around it, Aaron. If we're going up, like we've said many times, the squad needs to be overhauled. Thank you to Rothwell. Give him a painting and say goodbye, and that's what you've got to do. You can't just yes, he would deserve the chance, and I would hope he would get the opportunity. Yeah. But if he was worth his salt in the Premier League, then Bournemouth would still have him there. Southampton might have pushed hard to get him on a deal as he was there last season.
I tell you as well. What about Jack Harrison potentially moving to the MLS? We forgot to mention that for our 55 minutes on air.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't really, it doesn't matter to me. He can go there and enjoy himself.
Would you have him back at Ellen Road if we go
up? I mean, look, I don't think he will be at Ellen Road. If you ask me, would I, as in charge? And I've got Parag Maraf's brain, and I'm in charge of the team. Then yes, I would have him back. Yes,
you would have him back.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's controversial, George. I don't think
not controversial.
It is.
No, I know it won't. But you've asked me, would I have him back in terms of?
But would you forgive him as a Leeds fan?
Not as a Leeds fan, but
as a Leeds fan. If he came back in, so let's be hypothetical here. If he came back in the summer, he's finished at Everton. Blah 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 blah. He's come back in. He said, "Yeah, I want to fight for my place. I want to fight for the team, fight for the cause. All that crap, all that nonsense." Would you say, "Yeah, okay, come on, then in you come"?
I'd say, I'd reserve my judgment till a few performances, and then I'd see whether he wanted to be there or not. If the answer was yes, and he was doing the bits and scoring the goals and playing well, then I'd say, yeah, fine, come back in. I don't,
Okay.
He's scoring goals for Leeds United. Everybody forgets. Look at Brendan Aronson. I know some people still don't forgive him, but at the end of the day, he went to a Champions League playing side and played at the Bernabeu and all that kind of stuff while we were struggling. Well, we're not struggling, but we were playing away at like fucking Hull City and all this kind of stuff. So I can't remember what the game was we were playing. It might have been, I think it was an away game. I can't remember where it was. And
I think there is a stat, isn't there? Yeah.
The very same night he was playing away at the Bernabeu in the Champions League. So, you've got to understand it. He's done what's best for his career. But I think you've got to say, I think Carl's right here. He's a big fan of Rothwell, yeah. But when we go up, I want us to be ambitious and go for a higher quality player. If we are looking at championship players, I'd target Bellingham Sousa for the middle. And I completely agree, Carl. I don't even think we'll be looking at the championship. I think we'll be looking at abroad, won't we, really? Let's be honest. But Sousa on that game at Bramall Lane, he impressed me, actually. And Aaron, and I'm sure everybody watching by now does as well. I like the Brazilian football. Obviously, he's a Brazilian man. He came through at Flamengo, and he looks an impressive player. I think Bellingham is a little bit overhyped just because of his brother as well. But there you go.
There you go. Well, there we go. George, thank you. I missed it last week, but we're back this week, and we'll be back for the run-in. And so, George, the one thing that I do need to ask is, as you know, Jerry is on his hollybobs. He has got his Surfshark pass, and he is going to try and do a match reaction live from LA with us. But if he can't, George, will you happily step in for him and do a match reaction with me from the Portsmouth game? Probably Sunday evening time.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
There we go. George is on standby if we can't get Jerry on.
I'm like the television on standby, or I don't know what else the cooker.
You're a super sub. You're a super sub. You're always reliable if you're called upon.
Well, I'd hope so. Yes, I always give my best and try and do a good performance where I can. Although some of the fans might slate me, oh, that was a bad one, or oh, what's a good point, or it's the same as football, isn't it? Oh, apart from they don't sit, they don't get the crowd in singing your name or whatever.
There's only one George book. George, listen, thank you very much. Don't forget as well, everybody, please do give us a share of this channel. Share it with your friends. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. Give us a share, like, and subscribe to the channel. And can I just say as well, I'm going to give you some numbers, George. 4,500 downloads we've had over the last couple of weeks, week in, week out. So a big thank you to everybody who listens to the podcasts as well. So just say we don't hammer this every bloody time. It's great that we've got a new fan base growing as well. And we've got somebody in Africa who's now listening to us, which is great. We still haven't hit Brazil ball in Brazil. But thank you to everybody for listening and get involved in the comments. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next week for the next Talking Leeds podcast. Cheerio.
Marching on together.